So welcome, welcome. Hey, Amanda. Go ahead and let's come on to our backs. Oh, man. Okay. I got everybody muted, I think. We still have a couple participants that might be joining us, so you might see me get back up and mute again. Come onto your backs. Draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then if it feels okay, you can go ahead and just lengthen your legs long, or you could let the knees knock together. You might take one hand, perhaps your left hand, and place it on your heart, your right hand on your belly, and let's just start to breathe a little. Welcoming inhales and exhales into the nostrils, letting that breath fill up the base of your throat. Setting aside all the moments up until this point. And just starting to tap into the here and the now by focusing first on your breath. And using this breath as we move through our practice as our guide and companion. And setting the intention that you're going to take care of yourself and your body. What a beautiful way to explore your practice in the comfort of your own home. Meaning you can take what you need and you can let go of the rest, and you don't have to worry about what the person next to you is doing. But also, as we move through this practice, I want to invite you to view your practice through the eyes of compassion. Again, meaning we are practicing at home. So we don't need to get discouraged or angry with ourselves if we feel compelled to pause or take a break. You showed up here today, right? We're already doing the work. If there's any other intention you'd like to bring into your practice, you can welcome that in now. Let's go ahead and bring both hands to the heart. We'll open our time with one round of Om. Let's take a deep breath in. Welcome, yogis. Namaste. Let's go ahead and just draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. Rock from side to side for a moment. And then take your hands to your kneecaps and let's just start to draw some circles on the ceiling with our knees. So keep the low back pressing down as you draw the circles. And then you can take that movement into the opposite direction. And then let's go ahead and find a reverse tabletop here. So you're going to stack your knees over top of your hips. Your ankles are in line with the knees. And already I can start to feel my core engaging. So plug the low back into the earth. As your navel hugs in towards the spine, you can reach the arms forward. And as you exhale, let your right leg drop out of the socket as you take your right heel down towards the earth. And as you inhale, lift the leg up. And we'll just switch legs. So dropping that left femur out of the socket, coming back up. Keep that low back plugging in. Feel your core starting to get warm. Option 1, stay right here, alternating through the legs. Option 2, we're going to drop both heels down towards the earth, shaking as A-OK, and then inhale, bring them up. So I'm not dropping my heels all the way down towards the earth. I'm only going as low as will allow to keep my core engaged and that low back plugging in. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, guys. Gather those knees into the chest. Give yourself a little press. So from here, as you exhale, we're going to extend the legs long, take the arms overhead, lift the head, neck, and shoulders from the earth, keep that low back plugging in, and then as you inhale, we're drawing it all in. Good. Exhale, find space. Inhale, circle the arms, draw it in. Let's do that a few more times. If this becomes too much on the head, you could rest it down. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pause. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Drop the head down. Let's go ahead and extend your left leg long. Drop your right foot to the earth, and then let your right knee open up towards the right side. So we're in a tree pose here. Take your arms out to a T. As you inhale, draw that right knee up towards the sun. Exhale, take your right leg over towards the lift in a twist. Keep that right shoulder pointing down towards the earth. Inhale brings us back open. Exhale, open back up to that tree. And let's do that 5 times on this side. Inhale, knee comes up. Exhale, using your core to come into that twist. Inhale. Exhale, tree. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We got 2 more. You got this. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, take it over. Root down through that right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, open up to that tree. Last one. Inhale, knee comes up. Exhale, you're taking the right leg over towards the left. Inhale. Exhale, pause. So from here, you might take those arms overhead, reach through the toes, reach through the arms, and then let's reset. So take the arms back out to a T. We'll take that right knee up and extend the right leg down. Inhale, left knee bends up towards the sun, and then let's open it up. Good. Inhale, left knee lifts up. Exhale, come into your twist. Squeeze the navel in. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, open up. Do that 4 more times. Last one, guys. You got this. Open back up into that supine tree. Maybe point the right toes, reach the arms overhead, stretch out through your core. Good. And then let's go ahead and draw that left knee up towards the ceiling. Let's take the right leg up. So from here, you're going to extend your legs out in front of you. So everybody's degree of how close the legs are to the earth is going to be a little different. Navel's hugging in towards the spine. And again, we have that low back pressing in towards the earth. Option 1, keep the head down. Option 2, you could lift the head, neck, and shoulders, reach the fingers forward. Option 3, fire up through the shoulders, maybe take the arms overhead. And we're just going to start to cross the ankles. Good. Cross one ankle over the other. Pause here. Don't pause, keep moving. We're going to do this for the remainder of class. Just kidding. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Knees come in. All right, here's the fun one. Let's see if I'm coordinated enough. If you have a block, go ahead and grab it. We're going to take the block right in between the hands, bring the arms parallel with the ears, extend your legs long. And as you exhale, we're lifting up into Navasana, placing the block onto the shins. Take an inhale, whoa, lengthen the legs and arms. Exhale, woo, hug it back in, lift up to Navasana, take the arms parallel to the ears, lower down. Good. Couple more rounds. See if you can move nice and slow rather than pushing it through 500 of these. Let's just do them deliberately. Good. Last one. Whew. Lift up into that Navasana pose. Beautiful, guys. Let's go ahead and bring the hands to the heart as you exhale. Take that right elbow towards the left leg, straighten through that, right leg, straighten through the left leg. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, switch sides. Keep that length within the low back. Keep moving here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together. Take an inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, find a little fold. Nice. Inhale. Slowly start to rise up. Let's draw the knees up towards the ceiling. And let's just come forward and come into a downward facing dog. So taking your time, you're going to spread the fingers nice and wide, tuck the toes under, lift the hips back. Press your chest towards your thighs. Let your head be heavy. Biceps are by the ears. And maybe just start to pedal through your feet a little bit. Good. And stretch out through that core work for a moment. Take an inhale, roll your body forward to plank. And then as you exhale, we're just drifting the hips down towards the earth. We're pulling the heads of the shoulders back. Good. As you inhale, hug navel in towards the spine, lift back up through plank. Exhale, down dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, rolling forward. Exhale, hips can dip down towards the earth. Sternum presses forward. We broaden across the chest. Inhale, lift up through that plank. Exhale, down dog. Last round. You got this. Beautiful. Let's come forward into plank. And then as you exhale, take your knees towards the edges of the mat. Bring the heels towards one another and press back. Inhale to plank. We're going to do that a couple times. Exhale, knees rotate towards the edges of the mat. Hips press towards the heels. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. You got this. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to down dog. Bend into the knees, gaze towards the hands. Bottom of your exhale, walk, step, or float your feet forward towards the top of the mat. Ground down through the feet, fold forward. Inhale, find that half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And as you exhale, dive back over the legs. Inhale, big breath's gonna bring you all the way up as you reach those arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Good. Let's take an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, interlace the fingers. Feet can be about hip distance apart. And as you exhale, just take your fingertips over towards the right, lengthen through that left side body. Hips keep pressing forward, and we're pulling that left armpit back. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, take it over towards the opposite side. Beautiful. Let's bring it back to center. And then just bring those arms out in front of you. So we're reaching the arms out of the shoulders. Start to squeeze your legs towards one another like there's a block in between your thighs. Take the tailbone down towards the earth, shift the weight into the heels. Tricky way to get you into chair pose. Good. Now, rotate the palms in towards one another. Take an inhale, reach those arms up. And then let's add a little pulse in the biceps. So we're trying to take those arms just slightly higher. Good. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, let's twist to the right. Left elbows connecting to the outside of that right thigh. Knees are in alignment, heart's twisting towards the thumbs. Maybe you're flying the arms, maybe you're not. Good. Inhale, let's come to center. Squeeze those legs together. Exhale, take that twist to the opposite side. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, let's reach those arms forward. Come more into a fierce squat now, so the backs of the thighs are more parallel with the earth, and see if you can start to lift the weight into the ball mounds of the feet. Lift your heels. Good. For 3, keep squeezing the legs together. You got this. 2, 1, exhale, heels come down, hips lift. Inhale, find that half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant the palms. Let's step back into that plank. Good. So from here, press into the ball mounds of the feet. Let the elbows bend in towards the ribs, lower all the way down to the earth. Good, guys. Keep your right toes tucked under. Bend your left knee, heel up towards the sun. So from here, we're going to lift up through a reverse plank. If you'd like, squeezing those elbows in. Take an inhale, lift up. Good. And then find a little pulse here with that left leg. So as if you're lifting that left leg up towards the ceiling, raising the roof for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Send the hips all the way back. Bend that left knee, stack the hip, open up, pause here, or circle through that left leg, or come into that core cultivation of circling the left knee towards the left tricep, over towards the right and back. Yogi choice. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. But inhale, re-lengthen through that left leg. And as you exhale, draw that left knee in towards the nose, gaze forward, step forward. Left toes are going to spin off towards that right side. Left knee is going to bend. We're going to lead with that right hand as we rise up for a Virabhadrasana 2. So take a peek down, check out your stance. We want the left knee stacking over top of that left ankle, but not beyond it. Right toes are turned slightly off towards the right so that we got that squaring of the hips more towards the landscape of the mat. Take the arms out of the shoulders and choose whether you want to gaze just forward, chin over sternum, or beyond those left fingertips. If you want a little bit more here, start to challenge yourself by lifting that left heel up. And notice as the left heel lifts, we got to kind of push that left knee forward to open up a little bit more. Give me 3, 2, 1. Left heel's coming down towards the earth. Right hand's reaching down that right leg as the left arm reaches high. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, take your right hand towards that left knee or left hip and find a little bit more core cultivation here. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, let's come back to center. And as you exhale, windmill the hands down towards the earth. We're going to spin up that right heel. Now, yogi's choice. You could simply step that left leg back into a plank, or see if you can ground down through the palms and just start to draw that left heel in towards your navel. Pause here for 3, 2, 1. Send the left leg back to meet the right. Cross your left ankle over the right if you'd like. Shift forward. Exhale, lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, uncross the ankles. Tops of the feet can come down towards the earth. Exhale, downward facing dog. Check in. Take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Let's bend into the knees, gaze towards the hands. Bottom of your exhale, walk, step, or float the feet forward. Take an inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, bend into the knees. Take that tailbone towards the back of the mat. Lift your chest off your thighs. And start to reach those arms forward. Good. Maybe add a little pulse here. So once again, the weight is in the heels. We're sinking the booty back, keeping that navel hugging in. Reaching those hands forward. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, guys. Stay right here as you exhale. Let's take that twist to the left first. Right elbow connects with the outside of the left thigh. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, twist opposite side. Good. Let's come back to center and maybe lift that right heel up, bring it down, left heel up. And let's just alternate here. Woo, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take that fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Let's step back to that plank. Take your time. You could drop the knees if you'd like. We're lowering all the way down to the earth. Good. This time, tuck the left toes under. Bend your right knee. Flex that right foot up towards the sun. Squeeze the elbows together. Press into the ball mat of that left foot. Lift up. And then give it that pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Send that left leg back. Bend the knee. Stack the hip. Open up. Take what you need. Maybe you're circling through that left leg, maybe you're finding stillness. Whole lot of maybes, no have-tos or shoulds. Good, inhale. Let's re-lengthen through that right leg. Step the right foot through in between the hands. Spin that left foot off. Use your left hand to rise up. Virabhadrasana 2. Now take a peek down. Check out your stance. Can we line up that right heel to the arch of the left foot or that left heel, right knee's bending? Good. Take the arms out wide. Take up space and breathe. If you want to rise up onto the ball mound of that right foot, challenge yourself with that. Sink a little deeper. Good. Stretch a little further. For 3, 2, 1. Right heel comes down. Right arm reaches high. Left arm can come to that left leg or reach that left hand towards that right leg or hip. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Come back to that warrior 2. Exhale. Spin up that back heel. Now choose to either step back and cross that right leg over the left or see if you can press into the palms. Arch the back up towards the sun. Lift that heel. Pause for 3, 2, 1. Right leg stretches back. Right ankle can cross over left. Take your flow. We're going to take a few breaths in downward facing dog, child's pose, an inversion. What do you need for a few breaths? See if you can tap into that heartbeat. Feeling your body just working so hard to support you right now. Let's make our way back into that downward facing dog if you're ready. Bend into the knees, gaze towards the hands. Bottom of your exhale, walk, step, or float your feet forward. Take an inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, dive over the legs. Let's take an inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. So we're going to play around with a little bit of tree for a moment. Root down through that left foot. Let your right heel lift. And as you exhale, take your right knee off towards the right side. Right heel can come to the inside of that right foot, or you could lift that right foot up to the curve of the shin, or pick that right foot up all the way to the inside of that left thigh. Woo. Now, equal force here, guys. We're grounding down through that left foot, but at the same time, we're pressing that right foot hard into that left leg. Stay right here, or take the arms maybe up and overhead. Take one more deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, we're going to rotate that right knee forward. Exhale, shift that right leg towards the back of the mat. Put a little bend into the left knee so we have some buoyancy within the leg, and reach your sternum forward. Virabhadrasana 3. Yogi choice, stay right here, or start to end a little, or add a little bend and straighten in that left leg. For 3, 2, 1. We're going to make this a vinyasa. Inhale, right knee's coming forward. Exhale, come back into that tree. Left leg is working super hard. I know it. Take an inhale, draw that right knee forward. Exhale, send it back. Good. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, tree pose. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Let's take an inhale. Send that right leg back behind you as you exhale. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, bend that right knee. Let the hips square and just find that little pulse in that right leg. Here. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Inhale, re-straighten through that right leg, and we're going to step the right leg all the way to the back of the mat, coming into a crescent lunge. So crescent lunge, left knee's bent and stacking right over top of the ankle. We're on the ball mound of that right foot, hips are squaring forward. Take an inhale, maybe you're reaching those arms up and overhead. Good. Keep pressing that right side back. We got 2 more breaths here. Exhale, take the hands down to the earth. We're going to spin onto the outer edge of that right foot or grounding down through the right sole of the foot. See if you can take your left leg and come into that tree pose from this angle. Right shoulder is right over top of the right wrist crease. Left hip is stacked on top of the right. Left arm can come up and overhead. Lift up and out of that right shoulder so we're not sinking into it. Beautiful. As you exhale, take the hands down towards the earth, pause in this tree pose plank, and then just shift forward and back on that right ball mound of the foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, guys. Send the hips back and just stretch that left leg long. Left foot can meet the right. Yogi's choice. Take it through a flow or not. I'm choosing the knot. We'll meet you in down dog. All right, let's bend into the knees, look towards the hands, bottom of your exhale, walk, step, or float the feet forward. Take an inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, dive over the legs. And let's rise all the way up. Good. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's find that tree pose on the opposite side, guys. Shift the weight into the right leg. Let your left heel lift from the earth. And as you exhale, rotate that left knee off towards the left. Find whatever variation of Vrikshasana is serving you, and then equal weight within the legs. Root down through the foot. Find length within the spine. Maybe you're taking the arms up or not. We got 3 more breaths here. Beautiful. Let's take an inhale, rotate that left knee forward, bend slightly into that right leg, send that left heel back behind you, find your Vira 3. And then Yogi's choice, guys. Do you want to bend and straighten-ish through that right leg about 5 times? So we want to keep the hip points in alignment. That's why I'm keeping my hands on my hips right now, just to check in. And then inhale. Let's draw that left knee forward and come back into that tree. And now we're going to take that into movement. Inhale, left knee forward. Exhale, send it back. Good. Inhale, forward. Exhale, off to the left. Do that a few more times. So we'll meet with that left leg extended long. And then if you'd like, stay right here or bend that left knee. Raise the roof for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Inhale, stretch that left leg long. Bend into the right leg. Step the left foot back. Crescent warrior. Beautiful, guys. Reset, check in, build that foundation. Choose if you want to take the arms overhead or not. Let's do 3 breaths here. Nice. Inhale. We're coming forward, placing the hands onto the earth, rolling to the outer edge of that left foot or grounding the left sole of the foot down towards the earth, stacking the hips, right hip on top of left, reaching the arm up, coming into that tree. Keep breathing and lifting up through that left hip. You are so freaking strong. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, let's bring the hands down. Stay in this tree pose plank. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, just find that little core work of shifting forward and back for 3, 2, 1. Nice. Send the hips back. Take your right leg long. Right foot can meet the left. You can wash it through with a flow. Come down to child's pose or take a few breaths in down dog. Good. Let's take a moment, drop the knees down, and let's come down to our forearms. Oh man. So forearms, you can do that little check here of rotating the elbows so that the fingertips come inward and just making sure that the fingertips come towards the elbows so that we got that shoulder stacking right over top. Your elbows. You could spread the fingers nice and wide, or you might interlace the hands. I kind of prefer the interlacing of the hands, but it's totally your choice. Step your right leg to the back of the mat, step your left leg to the back of the mat, come into that forearm plank. Good. So option 1, this is a lot of work right here, guys. You could stay right here. Option 2, you might start to take your right knee towards that right arm, send it back. Take the left leg, send it back. So choose what's going to be serving you. I always it's nice that we have this video because I catch myself sticking my butt up in the air, so maybe check in. So we want that navel hugging in towards the spine. Core is engaged, butt's not hiking up towards the ceiling. We got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Go ahead and just lower down to the earth. Let the tops of the feet come down to the mat. Bring the palms down towards the earth. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Good. Start to pull your heart forward towards your thumbs. Stretch through that front body. Yogi's choice, stay right here. Or those of you that keep typing in the chat box, core, 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 you can start to press down through the forearms, draw your ribs, front ribs in towards the back body, lift up through the hips, hug everything towards the midline. And then as you inhale, you'll lower the thighs, the hips back down and press that heart forward. And you can do that a couple times. Good. Let's do one more round if you're working into it. Hug it all in. Lower it all down. All right, guys. Bring the palms underneath the shoulders. Let's tuck the toes under. And if you've got it in you, let's rise up through a reverse plank. Otherwise, move through child's pose and come into down dog. Keep those elbows pressing in. Lift the hips up. Exhale, down dog. Pedal through the legs. Take an inhale through your nostrils. Sigh it out the mouth. Then let's bend into the knees. Step the feet towards the hands. Take an inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, rise up, reach those arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll play around with a little tree pose, sun salute. We'll start, let's see, on that right leg. So root the right leg down towards the earth, let your left knee bend. And for this variation, let's go ahead and just keep that left heel maybe right above that right ankle. Left knees opening up towards that left side. Good. Bring your hands to your heart. And as you inhale, reach the arms up. Heart to hands. Good. As you exhale, bring the palms together. You're going to hinge from your hip creases. So we have to keep a little micro bend into that right knee as we start to fold into this tree pose option. Good. Inhale, lift up. Good. I totally screwed this up. So you know what? We're just going to flip it, twist it, and reverse it, and we'll fix it. So press down through your right foot. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right. Let's turn that left knee in, and let's just take it into a chair. Chair makes everything better, right? So tailbone's anchoring down, navel scooping in. You can take those arms up in parallel with your ears. Sink that weight into the heels. Let's take 3 solid breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Find your fold. Inhale. Find that half lift. Now, as you exhale, plant the palms. Let's step back to that plank. And then from here, lift your left leg up. Bring your left foot to that right calf. Point the left knee out. Good. Pause right here. So keep your hips lifted. Keep sending energy through that right heel. You can feel your right leg working super hard as it supports you. Keep those hips stable. And then come into that Vashisthasana on the right side. Good. Pressing down through that right arm, lifting up through that right hip. You can reach the left arm high or challenge yourself even more by taking that left arm parallel to the ear. If you want to, that's a beautiful option to just transition into flipping your dog. Left foot's going to step off towards the left side. Come back into that tree pose, Vashisthasana. Let's bring the left hand down, send the hips back. You're in like a tree pose down dog. And now walk your hands back towards the legs. Good. Start to bend into the knee. Send your booty towards the back of the room like you're coming into that chair. And see if you can rise all the way up into that tree pose here. Good. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Beautiful, guys. Inhale, let's draw that left knee forward. And this time, instead of sending that left leg back behind you, let's send it out in front of you. Good. Left toes can curl towards the shin. If you want a little more, just drop and lift the leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring the left leg down. Take an inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find that half lift. And then exhale, walk those hands in front of you. Take it through a flow or just come into down dog. We're going to switch and play around with that on the opposite side. So we'll start with my beautiful mistake first. Bend into the knees. Step the feet forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, dive over the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So let's do that. Shift your weight into the left foot. Right heel can lift. Come into your tree pose. Root down through the foot. Feel the hips opening up. Maybe take the arms up. As you exhale, bring the palms together. Hinge from your hip creases. Put a little bend into that left knee as you fold. Good. Inhale, find that half lift. Good. Exhale, fold. And then let's rise all the way up. Good. Inhale, right knee can draw forward. Bring the right foot down. Okay. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, find that fold. Inhale, find that half lift. And then as you exhale, plant the palms. We're going to step the left leg to the back of the mat. And we're taking that tree pose on the left leg in a plank. Press the earth away from you, ground down through the meaty parts of the palm, and breathe. You got this. So strong. Give me 3, 2, 1. Okay. Come into that Vashisthasana tree here. Stay like this. Maybe it's a windy day and we're wobbling, and that's a-okay. Arm can come up. You could step that right leg back, essentially coming into a wild thing. Beautiful, guys. Come back into that tree. Bring the hands down. Let's come into tree pose, down dog. Send the hips back. Lengthen that left heel towards the earth. And then just start to walk the hands. Woo-hoo. All the way back towards that left foot. Bend into the knee. And rise up. Hands can come to the heart. Take an inhale, draw that right knee forward. Exhale, Ralph Macchio crane pose. Send your right leg out in front of you. Maybe take the arms up in parallel with the ears. Maybe just add a little lift and a lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Excellent work, guys. I heard you. I forgot that chair pose on the one side. We'll just sit right here. Good. Tailbones anchoring down. Could stay right here or start to rise up onto the ball mounds of the feet. Squeeze the legs together. Stay right here or start to rotate, kind of like we were doing in our warm-up from that plank. Rotate the knees towards the edges of the mat. Bring the heels together. So you could play around with just kind of staying right here. Let me turn so you can see. It's kind of balancing like this. So we're making like a diamond with the legs, tailbones lifted. Or you could play around bringing the hands down towards the earth, taking the knees high up onto the backs of the arms, pressing into those tips of the fingers, and playing around with your crow pose. Draw the heels in towards the glutes. Keep lengthening the sternum forward. Put a pillow in front of you. And then when you're ready, let's just bring the feet back down towards the earth. Let's find a really deep seat. And see if you can come all the way onto your booty. Excellent work. Let's go ahead and stretch that left leg out in front of you. Take that right foot to the inside of that left leg and drop your right knee towards the right. You can rotate your torso towards that left leg. Take an inhale, lengthen, and as you exhale, dive over that left leg. Tap back into the breath. Relax the neck, the jaw, the face. Stay here. Introduce a little element of a twist. Take your right hand to the outside of that left foot or ankle and just rotate your torso towards the left a little. Take an inhale, slowly rise up. Take your right knee up towards the sun and then just step your right foot over the left leg. So yogi's choice, we're gonna take a little spinal twist. You could keep that left leg extended or you could bend that left knee, take the heel towards the glute, but make sure that you can still keep your bottom connected to the earth. And then let's go ahead and use that left arm to wrap around your right leg and then bring your right hand behind you. If you know you like a deeper twist, you could take that left elbow and kind of wedge it to the outside of that right leg. See if you can keep that spine lengthening and that twist happening from your core. Let's take an inhale, come to center. Exhale, find a little counter twist, opposite direction. Inhale, come back to center, and let's just stretch that right leg long. Inhale, draw the left knee in, and let your left leg drop open towards the left. Keep your right foot flexed, root down through your seat. Take an inhale, lengthen from hips all the way to fingertips. And as you exhale, dive over that right leg. Now you're more than welcome to stay right here. Take that left hand towards the outside of that right foot and just sort of shimmy the torso over towards the right. Let's take an inhale, rise up. Collect your left knee up towards the sun and maybe step that left foot over the right. If you want to bend that right knee, go for it. Just choose what variation of the twist you want, whether you want to wedge that right elbow to the outside of the left thigh, planting that left palm behind you, or give yourself a big old hug. And then inhale, come to center. Exhale, take it over towards the opposite side. Inhale, let's come back to center. Stretch your legs long. So yogi's choice. You could always modify by bending the knees and bringing the feet to the earth. We're going to lift up into a reverse plank or a reverse tabletop. So planting the palms behind you, fingertips can face towards the front of the mat. You're going to start to press into the palms, lift the hips up. Good. You can bring your gaze upward, keep that chin slightly tucking in towards the chest. If you can press the feet all the way down towards the earth, press the feet down. Remember, modified knees can be bent and the hips are lifted. Take 3, 2, 1. Chin's going to come in towards the chest, slowly bringing the booty down towards the earth. Nice. And let's just come all the way onto the back. So let's take a little detour to get there. Bend into your knees. Bring your palms behind you and let those legs windshield wiper for a moment from side to side. Good. Now you could drop down to the forearms if you'd like. And we've done a lot of core today. So back bend of your choosing. You could potentially come into a bridge pose if you'd like. Walking the heels close in towards the glutes, grounding down through the back of the head and the shoulders, lifting the hips up, maybe walking the shoulders out from underneath the body. You could come into a full wheel, bringing the hands by the head, pressing into the palms, lifting up away from the earth. I'm going to come into a supported bridge posture, one of my favorites, by using a block. So like I said, if you have a block and you want to use it, you're more than welcome. And if you have that block, you might even explore stretching those legs long, maybe taking the arms overhead. If you're holding the bridge pose or the wheel, after 5 breaths, start to make your way down. Pause for a moment, let the knees knock together. And then you can come through another round or 2 of that. Take another breath in. And a slow breath out. If you have that block underneath the body, you might just bring your arms down by your sides and start to lift the legs up towards the ceiling. You could also just lower down from your bridge and lift the legs up towards the ceiling. If shoulder stand is in your practice and you want to come into that, you can come into that. Lifting the low back from the earth, walking those elbows underneath the body. Just taking a moment to explore whatever feels good to you right now in your practice as we play around with a little bit of an inversion. And if you're in that shoulder stand and you want to lower the legs overhead into Halasana Plow pose, feel free. And then when you're ready, just slowly lower all the way down to the earth. Can send that left leg long, and let's open that right knee back up towards the right side, back in that tree pose for a moment. Can take the arms back out to a T. And take a few breaths right here in this tree pose, just noticing how it's the same shape we continuously created today throughout our practice, but just different perspectives, right? So we always have that opportunity to take a different perspective. As you inhale, draw that right knee up towards the ceiling, and then lift your right foot up, take it into that twist. And sit for a breath or two. As you inhale, draw that right knee up. And slowly extend that right leg long. Inhale, left knee draws up towards the ceiling as the left foot comes to the earth, and then just open up that left hip for a moment. A couple breaths here. Go ahead and take an inhale. Let your left knee draw up. You can lift the left shin up towards the ceiling as you start to find that spinal twist here. Stay rooted through that left shoulder. Maybe take your gaze beyond your left shoulder if you'd like. And take an inhale. Take the leg back to center. Exhale. Just extend that left leg long. And start to rotate palms up towards the ceiling. Walk one shoulder blade at a time underneath the body so that we're offering a little gentle lift at our heart, and settle into your corpse pose. If there's something different that would feel like home right now in your body, come into it. And embrace yourself right here where you're at, whether you feel like relaxing for a few minutes or the mind is starting to think of all the things you need to do. Come back to that breath. Let yourself be right here. You deserve it. Start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Collect an inhale through your nostrils and just sigh it out the mouth. And choose whether you want to linger here this morning for a little extra moment on your back, or whether you'd like to make your way up to a comfortable seat. And just take a moment to breathe in and to breathe out consciously. And know that there are almost 20 other people right here in this virtual class, breathing in and breathing out with you. Connection is something that we long for as humans. If you think about it, when we're born, the first thing that happens, they bring the baby to the mother to hold, right? And it's that first human connection. And so though we are challenged a little bit more at this time to find that connection, I encourage you to still take the time to reach out, to check in with your neighbors, your friends, your family, and also to still create this time to connect with yourself. And let's go ahead and just rest our hands on our heart, feeling that heart beating. And as I hold my heart and my hands beating, I know you hold your hands in your heart, and that essentially we are all one. We are all the same. We are all divinely connected. My wish for you today and all days is for peace, love, and light. I thank you all so much for showing up here today, and I bow to you. Namaste.